Yo, what's going on guys, Run here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys something I've actually been working on. I finished it a while ago. Well, I haven't really finished it, but I've worked on it a while ago, and it's almost finished. I just have a little bit left to do, and I decided I'd show it to you guys since I haven't been really posting a lot of videos. I have a lot of stuff to show you, all the stuff here. I'm planning to show you guys. It's just been a little project I've been working on with me and my friends, so there's more stuff back there. But yeah, I'm planning on showing you guys all of this eventually, and I decided I'd show you the biggest thing and the thing I've been working the most on, and that's this battle arena that I've done. It's actually a tutorial for like a map idea, I guess. So basically, let's just dive into this and I'll stop talking. So you push this button, game mode gets updated, and you get greeted by, I guess, the uh, announcer, and you get thrown into this arena, and all this text here. He tells you to kill all these guys and take their loot and drop it into an altar. So I'll explain this. Let me just kill all these guys before they actually kill me. And as you see, ooh, it's a lot easier to kill them if you're actually strafing. It's not that hard to actually kill them, but I'm just gonna take care of these guys really quick. No, they shouldn't be too hard. I put their health fairly low. I'll explain all this, how all this is done, once I just go through this and just explain all this. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. Alright. It's got 3 more guys left. Quickly take care of these guys. Take care of this last guy. Oh my god, no. Ooh. I didn't even notice them. Oh man. It's gonna take a while. Damn vines are in the way. I should do something about that. Just do this really quick. Oh, and then here's the last guy, the Fallen Knight. Of course, he's the hardest one because he's got full diamond armor. But he'll be down quickly. Alright, so now we can read that text. Yeah, it did go really fast, but I haven't really optimized this for actual gameplay or exported it as a schematic or anything for you guys to download. This is just kind of something that I played around with, experimental. I built this little arena here, put vines, pillars for you to stand on. You can't really jump from each one, but you know, it's just more of decoration and to kind of trip you up. But here, I'll read the text. So right here it says, welcome to the point system tutorial. Let us begin. Points are gained by killing mobs. Care for an example? No, too bad, you are getting one. Kill all the mobs before they kill you, and this is when the mobs will spawn. You'll be dropped in. You'll get dropped the regular iron sword, and then once again the announcer say, once you've killed all the mobs, drop the rotten flesh down that hopper. And there's actually a hopper somewhere in one of these corners. I just get really disoriented when I play this. It's right here in this corner, and you'll see we have a hopper here. You know, this can be better pointed out. I could have, you know, put like golden bricks around here, but you know, this is just experimental. This is for me. And so basically what happens is we take this flesh and we just drop some of it down until it says, alright, so it says once your task is complete, you'll be rewarded. See that chest there? Now that's your reward. Better be fast. And before I'm even able to get to it, I get teleported up and drop down, and I press the respawn button. And as you saw, I respawned, and you know, like I said, the text is really fast, but you know, it hasn't really been optimized for actual gameplay. So I'll just pause right now because it's actually still going. So we'll just go back to when we actually got that chest. Oh, this is still going, huh? Alright, so once the task is completed, you'll be rewarded. See that chest? That's your reward. Better be fast. And that was this chest right here that spawned. I don't know if you guys were able to catch that, how it spawned right after I pushed this. It spawned, and we got our loot. So we got paladin boots, paladin leggings, paladin chest, and paladin helm, and then we got a sword of the fallen. And you know, I gave it some enchantments and a little lore on it, just for fun, just for me to play around with. So we could actually take the sword, put it there, and as you see, the sword of the fallen has unbreaking 10, sharpness 2, knockback 1, and the lore for it is sword of limitless power that has been locked to protect the world, and the damage is 47, and that's because the sword is locked. The power of the sword is locked, and you know, it's just like I said, just stuff that I played around with. So we'll go back to the text. So right here, this is where we left off. So we got a reward, and before we were actually able to get our reward, we were teleported up and dropped down. And it says, and the text that's supposed to go along with it says, now sometimes you will die. When you do, you lose those points you worked so dearly for. Care for an example? And that's when I fell to the ground. It says I fell from a high place. And then normally I would have given it a longer delay on this text because someone would press the spawn button and it would say, we changed the command block name to God, and it says a sacrifice of 10 souls were needed to bring you back, shoot and run. So that normally would go before this text here, but you know, it's not perfect, like I said many times already. So I'm pretty sure you guys got that, so I'll just stop saying that. So the text that goes after that should say, as you see, when you died, you were revived, but it costed you 10 souls, so be careful how you play. So that basically keeps the player from, you know, not just going crazy on maps and just being like, oh, I don't care since I don't lose my items or XP on death. I don't have to worry about dying. You know, this kind of gives the map a new edge, so the player doesn't want to die because these souls right here, they can be used as currency to buy better weapons, as you guys saw on Hypixel's newest map, Hero Brian's Return. So, you know, that's a really good aspect you could put into the game, and it kind of gives that more secure edge and safety that a player has to play when they're playing a map, so they don't just go all in like a tank and just die 5 times and there's no consequence for that. So, you know, that's a good way to counteract that. And then as we go on, the point tutorial right here was completed. We put obfuscated text so it kind of stands out, but it, you know, it's all green so it doesn't really stand out. So I could have changed this color to like gold or something, but point tutorial completed, and all this stuff right here where this cursor is, this is actually supposed to go there, like I said. And then we start the boss tutorial. I didn't really do the boss because I kind of left off there. I started working on some other things. But this is what I've done so far. Bosses can be some mean bastards to deal with. Lucky for you, we have a tutorial on what to do when you find, or when you have to, see, I don't even know what happened. When you have to, I guess it's when you have to fight one. I don't know, I might have got cut off there. First thing you should know is that bosses have a lot of health, of course. Second thing to know is that boss fights can only end by dropping its heart into an altar, and there's some misspelled stuff there. Lastly, when a boss fight is over, your incentive will appear in a chest, just like what happened in the point tutorial. And of course, the text got cut off again. Now let's start, shall we? And that's where I quit. Or that's not where I quit. Where I left off, I didn't really finish that. So that's as far as I got. And now I'll show you all the redstone. So you would think the redstone's actually under here for the first part. Well, I mean, there is some redstone here. If I gotta go back to game mode. See. You know, as you see, there is redstone here, but that's not what I used to create the beginning tutorial spawns and stuff. So we'll go back out this hole, which killed me the first time because I got teleported up there, and I will show you the redstone that we used. So if you guys recall, when we first pressed the button to start the tutorial, basically what happens is we press this button and this redstone got activated or powered, and it changed our difficulty to easy. It teleported us inside here. It changed our game mode to everyone to adventure mode, and it set our time to 13,000. And this basically just allows the spawners to activate and stuff like that, and it just works out. And then this right here is what activates all the redstone. Is basically how the intro starts. So as I get teleported in here, I have the classic old proximity spawner that'll spawn a villager that drops down this chute, and he'll drop into a void, but I placed tripwire hooks. So he'll activate a redstone signal. So right here is that redstone signal. I got a dual inverter so it always stays on. And then this is when it says, welcome to the point system tutorial. I'll turn down the volume for you guys because chickens are kind of annoying. Alright, and then the redstone signal travels up here, gets delayed by these repeaters. And then we get let us begin, and then we get dropped a iron sword like you guys saw. We get teleported over to the middle of this arena, so we're not just in the corner, and we get texts that the one basically said points are gained by killing mobs, care for an example, no. And then after the redstone signal has traveled through all that with the repeaters, it travels up here. Oops, if we can get up here. It travels up here, and then it goes here. It gets delayed by all this redstone signal here. It gets delayed by all this redstone signal here, right here. And then it says, kill them all before they kill you. And then this basically just talks about dropping the loot. And how the mobs are spawned is the mobs are actually in this dark room that I have set up right here. And how this works is I have 3 mob spawners here. One is the Fallen Knight, the Paladin, and the Peasant. And then I have two redstone lamps that basically don't allow any mobs to spawn in that arena that I have set up. I have the mob spawner with the ID or the location data set up on it, so they only spawn there. And basically this dark room will only turn on once this redstone signal here. I could give you guys a quick example with this dual inverter. So I turn this off, and basically what happens is this redstone signal, this redstone signal gets sent to, oh my god, this redstone signal, normally this thing is off, or this thing is open, and this redstone signal gets sent over to this, this redstone signal gets sent over to these lamps, and the signal's delayed, traveled, and then gone to a dual inverter, which will keep this signal on, which will keep this piston closed, not allowing any mobs to spawn in here. And as you see, a lot are spawning, so I'm actually gonna activate this before any more spawn, because oh my god, that's a lot. And basically that's what this little setup is here, to basically stop that from happening, because you know, you don't want that when you're playing for a tutorial. And that didn't work, so we're gonna have to go to difficulty. Oh my god, difficulty 0, so change to peaceful. And now that's basically a basic dark room to control mob spawning. And I put torches on the outside because if you don't keep the light level outside the same as the light level inside, mobs will still spawn. It's kind of weird. I don't know how spawners work 100%. I have a good idea, or a good knowledge on how they work though. So now that's basically everything you need to know on how mobs spawn, or how I got the mobs to spawn and all that text and how it teleported me. Basically the first part where we had to kill all those mobs, the majority of this tutorial, basically the combat at least. And now we're going to go into the crazy redstone down here. It looks kind of crazy, but it really isn't that scary. It's just a lot of repeaters because I didn't really do it efficiently. So basically, once we drop down here, this is the part where we get all the rotten flesh, and we're able to drop it down the hopper. And basically, how this is done is there is 17 rotten flesh in here. There's 17 rotten flesh in here, and as you see, with 17 rotten flesh, this signal isn't strong enough to go 2 blocks and activate this repeater over here, which we have set up, which will basically not allow the signal to be sent all the way throughout here. But when we add 1 more rotten flesh, or 2 more rotten flesh, it has to be 19, you'll see that the redstone signal is sent, and oh, we're gonna get teleported, damn it. Probably should have mentioned that. So now we're gonna be spammed with text again. My bad, guys. So that's basically how we did that, how we activated that with the hopper. That's really simple. It's a really simple, you know, redstone. Gotta, hold up, I gotta deactivate this or else the thing's gonna keep on spawning. Hold up, guys, 1 second. Alright, there. So now what happens is this redstone signal travels across here, and it'll say, this is basically when it teleports you up and kills you, but before it's able to travel there, it travels here because there are no repeaters, and this spawns you in the air. Or no, this sets your spawn point inside the actual arena, so when you die, you get spawned in here, not somewhere else. That's just basically a safety. So then the redstone signal travels over here, which talks about your rewards chest, and then the signal travels down here, It travels across here. We have a signal here that will displace this lava bucket. It's supposed to suck up the lava to allow this spawner minecart that's inside a spawner that spawns that chest filled with loot. I know that that spawner is really complicated. I may do a tutorial about that later, but yeah, this spawner right here is pretty complicated, and setting this up was kind of a pain in the ass, but that's how I get the spawn. That's how I get the chest to spawn. And basically, this redstone signal goes around here, and then it activates this this piston, which will basically destroy this, and once this is destroyed, this will turn on this redstone torpedo will turn on this dispenser, which will suck the lava or push the lava back out, and it won't allow the chest to keep on spawning, basically allowing you to get infinite loot. So it allows you to only get the loot once, not multiple times. And it also decreases on lag because you don't want a constant spawning chest because that gets really laggy. And then this is just basically all the redstone, all the text. This, like I said, it talks about the teleportation, how you lose points. This teleports you in the air and then kills you. And then this is right after you press the respawn button. It says, as you see, when you died, you revived, but it costed you 10 souls. And I'll show you guys that revive spawn. This is when the point tutorial gets completed. And all the rest here is just the boss tutorial with a lot of repeaters. This really isn't anything fancy or anything I should be actually showing off, because it's actually pretty sloppy and embarrassing. This right here is the proximity sensor. It's really basic. It basically just sends that spawns a villager in there, like I said before. I have a tutorial about that if you guys want to watch that. Put an annotation in the video about proximity sensors. And then now I'll show you the spawn point, and that's basically it for this little arena that I have made. Once I get this thing finished, I'll show you guys the boss sequence, I guess, if you want to see that once I get this arena finished. And I may upload it as a schematic for MC Edit. I don't know yet, because I don't think the actual command blocks would work, because the teleportation commands are set to a specific point, and if you don't place it in that, it's just a lot of work. So I'll think about doing that. I'll probably just re-upload it onto a different world and just edit all the command blocks so you guys can have it. So right here, this is the spawn. This is the spawn point, basically, that checks for your souls. So as you see, I have 0 souls. And basically, this isn't completely worked out yet, but it's basically in beta. So if I set my souls, so if I go scoreboard, players, kills, set, if I set my souls to 10, which is the required amount of souls, as you see here, it'll say, oops, not this one, not this one, this one. It'll test for a score of 10. So I have 10 souls. If you guys don't know how scoreboards use, I also have a tutorial for that. Basically, I have 10 souls, and it's going to check for 10 souls. And if it sees that I have 10 souls, it'll activate this redstone signal, and this redstone signal will also activate, and then it will activate this redstone signal, and basically it'll go to these 4 command blocks. One will set my spawn point. One will remove 10 souls from my scoreboard, because we can't have an infinite loop of 10 points. You can't be not deducted. This is supposed to teleport you to a certain area, but I don't think I set that up, or I didn't want me to teleport, actually. And then this is basically the text that says a cost of 10 souls were needed to resurrect you. So basically what happens, and this, I don't believe this is the one, I believe I used that one over, this one over here. This one right here, that's the one I used for this, but this is my, I guess, V2 or V1.5. This is basically my upgraded one of that spawn point. So what happens is you drop down this hole, and you'll see that it's not the same. It says a cost of 10 souls were needed to resurrect you, shoot and run, and as you see, 10 souls were removed from my souls absorbed. So this is my beta one, and then why this thing is different from this one is, if you see here, when I drop down, when I drop down, this is before I actually thought of this idea. When I drop down, it'll say a sacrifice 10 souls were needed, but it'll bring my souls absorbed to -10. And negative souls absorbed, it kind of seems kind of, it seems kind of weird, you know, why would you have negative souls absorbed? You can't have that. So I thought about it, and I decided to basically scrap this and redesign it and make a V2 or V1.5, whatever you guys want to call it. So basically, as you see, I have -10 souls. On that one, it would still teleport me and say I had -10 or 10 souls were removed. But on this one, when I drop down, you'll see it'll say a whisper will be whispered to me. You don't have enough souls. Time to play the devil. And basically, my idea of the player not having enough souls is to kind of make them achieve that life or that resurrection that you get if you had 10 souls. So, I mean, what I did is I basically made a quick little puzzle. Um, it's not that hard. It's just really laggy because I'm running the server and I'm recording at the same time. Basically, you just try to get up here, and when you get up here, like I said, this isn't finished, but it whispers to you, "Congrats, you passed." Normally, I would have this all hidden. You wouldn't see the command blocks, and this, of course, wouldn't be grass in the middle of a grass field. And then it'd teleport you back to the last spawn point that you had set. So, you know, that's how I did the spawn points for this, how I got the resurrections with the souls. So, I mean, it's got a lot of redstone implemented into it. It's got a lot of I thought out ideas that I worked really hard to create this arena. And it isn't finished, but once this is finished, I will show you the final sequence of it, the final boss fight, and all that stuff that this thing is, how it's supposed to look in its glory finished. And I will probably upload it as a schematic for all you guys to dissect and play with, and just do whatever you want with it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm shooting around. I'm out. Peace, guys.